Sex is really just about sex. What's it about for you?
They're here.
Desire. Feeling desired. Freedom. I haven't felt that way since...
Brad, the person who gives you security can't be the same person who gives you the thrill.
Billy never even mentioned you.
Sarah as being, Billy as being a woman who is re-experiencing the past, and it's interfering with her present. I mean, that's a really interesting state of mind for me, especially when it involves her sexual nature. And I'm wondering how you cobbled her together in your mind, aside from the scripting.
Yes, well, there was a lot about Billy, honestly, that I felt like I could relate to. You know, it's like I'm a mom of 3. I used to be in a long-term marriage. And so there was a lot about her that I just found incredibly relatable. You know, I think motherhood especially is something that is incredibly complex and it's messy. And I feel like you can be, you know, a super great mom, but then you can also really question the choices that you make in your life. You know, you can be nostalgic about the days, you know, before you had kids and you used to be wild and free. And there was this whole other self, you know, and you sit there one day and you go, where did that other girl go? You know, so I think that these are things that I really could relate to. So, you know, having had the life experiences that I've had.
I love my husband. I can't imagine my life without him. I'm just not sure that this is who I'm supposed to be.
She's got the perfect husband. This is why it's kind of interesting and really rebellious of her to think about her old beau. You know, so please explain that mindset to me.
Yeah, well, as she says in the pilot episode, it's been 18 months, for example, that he's gone down on me, and I've expelled a human being in exactly half that time. So she is unsatisfied. There is a portion of her that has not been attended to. So, and you know, it's like, and again, relationships are a very complex, messy thing. This doesn't make her right or wrong for it. Mm-hmm. It just is what it is. And it's something that I think, you know, it's like, as humans inhabiting this earth, we all know all too well, but relationships can get away from us when we bring children into the mix. And it is a very sort of tricky dynamic to try to keep all of that stuff alive while taking care of brand new humans, you know? So even though on paper, she does have it all, you know, it's like when you dig a little deeper, you see that there are some things that are missing that kind of do contribute to this spiraling, this identity crisis that she's having.
Him.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine.
There was a time in my life when I felt free.
I want to show you something.
What was your fitness regime? Because you look amazing.
To be completely honest with you, I could sit here and say, well, I just worked out. Blah, blah, blah. No, I was in almost every frame of that show. And my dialogue, the amount of material I had to work on was so much. I kind of lived off of coffee, and coffee. And that is what kept me going. And, you know, it was tricky, but you know, when the pressure is on and you know you have to be nude in front of the 3 billion people, you know, it's the metaphorical gun to your head, you know.
I can't help wondering, where did that other girl go?
I keep the end.
But I can get that feeling again. Every time I close my eyes and go back to one of those nights, I feel it. It's real.
Stacey, our little show loves stories about female empowerment. And I want to talk first about you as a female, having succeeded in an industry that hasn't always been so great to women. If you just tell me a little.
Yeah, well, things are changing. You know, I've been a TV writer for 19 years and working my way up the ranks. And so some of the things that I experienced earlier in my career are changing, you know, and certainly it's been a revolutionary time with the Me Too movement. And we're talking about things, you know, in a wide spectrum from the criminal to sort of microaggressions and even more importantly, it's a very exciting time for creators because women and many different people, but in this case, you know, a woman's story is being seen as important enough to have a series. and
Yeah,
a woman's
isn't that great?
experience with desire and sexuality and identity is deemed worthy by Netflix, and that's exciting.
I walk the line.
Who are you?
Netflix is much less restrictive than, standard cable and whatnot. And I'm wondering, did you, so there are fewer restrictions. Were there any limitations put on you?
Not really. I mean, Netflix, our creative executives were really excited to tell this story, really excited by the sort of revolutionary nature of telling a story about a woman who says yes, who admits that she has desires, that she's had sex, that she wants to have more of it and better sex, and they really encouraged me to make it this sort of, sparkly fever dream of juicy escapism. And it was important to all of us that it feel truthful. I mean, I originally connected with the story on such a personal level about, this wife and mom and missing this other part of herself, or this former self that she used to be. But and it was important to also tell the story in a way that felt like a female fantasy. So, there's a lot of slow motion, there's beautiful lighting, there's really elevated music, and so when you wrap it all up in a bow like that, I don't feel like, there's much that anyone would have a problem with.
Put down the Brad matches now.
I never had the wild experiences you did. I want to have them with you.
Sarah's terrific. She really took the role to heart. And how did you protect her during the shoot?
Yeah, well, we had, first of all female directors, and we had a lot of female department heads and female crew members. And we rehearsed everything, all of the intimate scenes were rehearsed with our directors and our intimacy coordinator. And it was just paramount that she and all of the actors, feel safe and protected. And we spoke about all of the intimate scenes in a really detailed way. I mean, they're very detailed on the page too. They're written in a very specific way, because each of the scenes is really about the story or a revelation of character. And so it was really sort of tapping into that essential truth of each moment as well.
Tell me you never think about me.
Because you're mine.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
I